Fury Clan Orc is in the DorkLair! Welcome to another DorkLair action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the Mythic Legion's Fury Clan Orc. This figure was released in the Siege at Bjorngar wave that came out in 2019. And although it kind of has the name that might sound like a Legion builder, this is actually a full-fledged $35 standard release. It does have its own bio, and it does have the kind of premium paint job that you would expect from those $35 figures as opposed to the $22 Legion builders. I think this figure is phenomenal. I think it was definitely a welcome release. Anytime they can release some orcs, I think a lot of people jump all over those because they tend to sell out and then disappear and be really hard to find. And just this red is really cool. And the idea of this being sort of like this more intelligent, more calculating sort of assassin type orc is really neat as well. So great figure. Let's get into this review. The Fury Clan Orc comes in your standard Mythic Legions box. You've got the picture of the character on the side, and then you have a little bit of a bio right there. Pretty interesting read. It's got the Mythic Legions 2.0 characters on the side, on the back of the box, and then you have a Four Horsemen Mythic Legions bio and some credits right there, and then you have the Arethyr Legion logo on the side as usual. And I actually just put in my pre-order for the all-in on that. I kind of waited to the end to save up my money. And I think the Fury Clan Orc will fit really well into that wave, into that kind of like red themed looking wave of figures. So standard Mythic Legions packaging. All right, taking a look at the sculpt, paint, and details. I've got him sort of as he is when you first get him out of the packaging. And I misspoke earlier. I think I said Siege at Bjorngar, but I meant to say Soul Spiller Wave. This is the Soul Spiller Wave with the Ice Troll. And yeah, so the head sculpt is the regular orc head sculpt, and it's an awesome sculpt. The wrinkles, the veins, the details, everything is really nice, and it picks up the light well. So it's a nice sculpt there. And then you can see the eyes are painted this yellow with a little bit of a black outline there to give them some depth. And then you have the teeth or tusks or whatever you want to call them painted there. Really nicely detailed ears, and you can see the back of the head here. So just an awesome head sculpt, just really menacing and vicious orc looking head sculpt. And we'll take a look at the alternate head with the accessories. There's definitely some shading going on in the sort of standard muscular arms over here. So that looks really nice. Just some nice, like a little bit of a wash, like a black wash over that red, just brings out that sculpt really well. All the armor is sort of brushed with a little bit of like a metallic sort of thing going on. So it looks like a weathered steel or sort of plate mail type thing. This piece is the soft piece that's removable that you can have that on or off for the neck guard. And then same kind of thing going on in the gauntlets. Lots of just nicely detailed premium paint over there. He's got the Barbarian belt and leather that has a leather straps, and it has a little sheath here that really none of the weapons he comes with can go in that sheath, but you know, it just kind of disappears anyway if you're not using it. But you can see just a really just large amount of detail paintwork going into the belt itself. You've got the skull on there, little silver discs and rivets and all these really nice looking things. Again, with the paintwork on the legs, you have that shading going on, so those look great. And then back to the greaves, you have the boots are just very nicely weathered, just like the rest of the armor, kind of all matches up and looks really rugged and rough and messed up. So yeah, so just this thing is just a beauty of a figure. It's well painted. The sculpt is amazing. Just the usual awesome Mythic Legion stuff going on right here. And then just a few figures next to the Fury Clan Orc. So here's a regular orc. This is the Colosseum orc, so sort of the gladiator orc, but it's a green orc. I don't have the other head out right now. And then we have an elf to go next to him there. And here is a goblin. That's Nubnik the Assassin, so it's kind of fitting that he's next to the Assassin there. And then lastly, for Mythic Legions, here's a look at how he looks next to a sort of regular knight right there. And then to show him next to a couple other lines, here he is next to a NECA figure. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends figure. Here he is next to a Manga Realization Marvel figure, and then a Mezco. And finally, here he is next to a Black Series figure. For accessories, he comes with this alternate head sculpt, and it's got that same brushed sort of almost like iron-looking armor on the head. And then otherwise, it's, besides the helmet that's on there, it's got the same kind of look to the orc tusks and ears and stuff. But great looking head sculpt if you want to get him a little more armored on there. He's got the two pauldrons that also share that same brushed look, that same weathered metal look right there. Looking really good. Those look awesome on him. He's got this sword. Again, same kind of style here. Very weathered, gray, dark gunmetal kind of look to it. It's got runes on the blade. It's got that really weird shaped sort of double scimitar kind of looking thing going on there. Lots of detailed little sculpt work things going on in the handle of it. And yeah, it's an awesome looking little sword right here. And it fits the style of the character very well too. Then he's got this smaller blade here. And this has like a bone handle. Painted well, with a little wash there, very bone-like blade with this kind of cleaverage style thing going on. And then he comes with this spear, which has this huge tip on the front. It's not a super long spear, but the blade itself is really long. It's got tons of little scrapes and nicks and scratches and things because this thing has been used. I'm not sure about this, if there's supposed to be like paint on here, if this rubbed off from somewhere. His hands, it didn't rub off from his hands because those are in the metal gloves, but yeah, I'm not sure where that red came from, but it's kind of cool. It's almost like it's got some blood on there. Like he had his hands bloody before he started using it, but that's a great looking piece right there. And as usual, he comes with the adapters that you can use to put wings and stuff on his back. And he comes with the strap that you can put around his back. And at first it seems like this one won't fit in the strap, but you can force it in. And, I have so many straps that I didn't care if I was going to maybe stretch it out too much, but it fits in there. And yeah, so you can put this sword on his back if you kind of force it into that slot right there. And finally, for the articulation, I took the neck guard off just so you could see how everything moves around. Again, there's just like all the other Mythic Legions figures, there's just a ball joint at the neck, and there's a rotation at the neck too, but it'll rotate anyways. But yep, so it can move around and kind of nod back and forth and spin all the way around and so on. The arms can come up this far, and then they can spin all the way around as well. The elbows have a single joint, and his arm can come up this far, and there is a twist at the gauntlet there. And then in the hand, he can spin his hand around, and then he can rock it back and forth like this. It does get a little bit limited by this piece of the wrist right here. It just kind of can't go past that point. At his waist, he can crunch forward this far, and he can crunch back this far, and then he can spin and, kind of go side to side just a little bit. Decent motion there. His legs can kick forward this far, and then they can kick back quite a bit as well. And then you can twist his leg at the top of the thigh. He can do the splits pretty far out. He can bend his knee about 90 degrees right there, and then he can twist his knee as well. He can point his foot down this far, and then he can point it back up, and it will rock side to side and spin. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this release. I really like the paint job. I love the look and the colors and everything that they've done with it. And they continue to impress me over and over again. I don't know how I'm not getting sick of the same sculpts, but I'm not. I think this is phenomenal that they've been able to kind of revive the orc and have something new and interesting. And even the bio adds to sort of the theme of the character and gives it this different feel than the other orcs. But again, it's an orc, so it's a very welcome release because those are becoming hard to find. So I highly recommend this figure. I do think though that you should wait if you want to get it. Don't go paying aftermarket prices because they're going to be getting more. They ordered more from the factory. The factory shorted them. They're going to have more of this particular figure in. They've already said so. So just wait it out for this one because there's more coming. And those will eventually, I'm assuming, be available on Megalopolis, their official retailer. But thanks again for watching my videos. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out my other videos like my review of Deltagar, the Destroyer. Check out the DorkLair podcast every week. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at DorkLair. And until next time, may the Force be with you.